FBI, DEA. Mes amis, oh, FBI, DEA.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Caribbean Innovation Ventures. My name is Sonja Salser, and today we're speaking with Mr. Jerry Nemorin, founder and CEO of LendStreet. Jerry, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Sonia.
Great. Well, thanks again for speaking with us. So first question I have for you is, which Caribbean island are you from?
From Haiti.
Awesome. I had the opportunity to visit Haiti several years ago and really enjoyed my time there. So great.
Yeah, I just got back, missed the homeland already.
Awesome. I'm sure you're missing the weather.
Definitely missing the weather. It's actually unseasonably cool here in the Bay Area, so definitely missing the weather.
Wonderful. Well, tell us about LendStreet. Why did you start the company?
Yeah, so LendStreet is a debt restructuring platform. We help consumers who are struggling with debt. Either they have too much debt and looking for a way to get out of debt, struggling to make those payments, or there may be, they may have some delinquencies in their credit report and looking for a way to, pay those off. So what our business does is that we provide loans to consumers so that they can settle with the creditors. Creditors like Bank of America, JP Morgan, Citi, any of those credit card companies, typically when a consumer is delinquent or is struggling to make those payments, they're willing to settle. They're willing to take less for what the consumer owed them in order to recover as much as they can. But they typically require a short-term payment plan or a lump sum. And the consumer may not be able to come up with that money, and so they can't even take advantage of this discount that the creditors are offering. So what we do is we come in, we provide the consumer with a loan so they can pay off that discount that the bank is willing to give, and we share part of that discount. We give them longer time to pay, and we give them a lower interest rate.
Awesome. So tell us about your background. Why did you start this company? How did your background help you to start the company?
Yeah, so, I grew up in Haiti. So for me, financial distress is something that I'm familiar with and understand and lived through and experienced, right? So I moved to the US when I was 10. One of the things that was always, I think the insight growing up in that situation, you recognize and you realize is that overall people are good people. Overall people want to pay off their debt. And that typically the issue is really having, a lack of capacity, right? So there's the intent to pay, but they don't have the capacity to pay. And so the whole concept, I was working on Wall Street back in 2008, and the world was coming to an end at the time. Right? So we're helping major companies refinance, restructure their debt to keep them afloat. And so as I thought about that concept of what we were doing and how we were doing it to help these major companies, I thought, why can't we do the same for consumers, right? Every day you would, pull out the Wall Street Journal and the articles, front page, consumers are defaulting on credit card debt. And then on the other page, you'd read, debt relief companies are taking advantage of consumers, right? And so you had a lot of these companies out there who were promoting relief, promoting, services that would help the consumer, but oftentimes were really taking advantage of the consumers. And so I thought about that model and thought about what we were doing for these major companies and say, how do we take some of these similar processes or similar ideas and apply them to the consumer space to create a product that actually delivered the relief that the consumer is looking for, but also give them a path to be able to come back into the system much healthier and be able to re-engage with the financial system overall and in a more responsible manner.
Got it. Is there something specific, unique to LendStreet? Like, do you help people with financial literacy, etc.?
Yeah, one of the components. So when we think about our business, right, our mission is to deliver financial health, and so and our business is a combination. It's a comprehensive debt restructuring product. It's a combination of what you often seen as credit counseling, debt settlement, and we're adding lending to that process, right? So really the piece of it is, one, the way we envision the thing about our product that makes us unique is the lending piece. But the reason we brought in the lending piece is because you can't really, you can tell someone this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't take control of that debt and you can't help them get the relief that they really need to get, then oftentimes you can't really deliver the solution, right? It's like, so we think of ourselves as like sort of the financial doctors. We're going to diagnose the problem. We're going to help you figure out the right solutions. And we're gonna I guess using that analogy, we're also going to be the ones delivering the IV, right? To re-inject into you life, I guess. So as we think about the concept about LendStreet, financial literacy is one of the reasons we think, a lot of times people fall into these traps, right? It's because they don't understand credit, and they don't understand how to leverage credit and how to use credit to their advantage, or they don't, understand their finances. Not that they know what's coming in and what's going out, but they don't understand, they know they have X amount of money in their bank account that they can spend, but are they truly optimizing that spending? And are they truly minimizing their expenses and, maximizing their cash flow for lack of, or for better words? So as we think about the concept, we said, all right, if we're going to take over this person's debt, that is really sort of a symptom of the deeper problem, or the deeper issue. How do we help them going forward, even after they're finished with our program, making sure that they have a better understanding of credit so they can take advantage of credit, have a better understanding of their finances so they can improve their financial management skills, and get them in the habit of paying back more than their minimum payment, which, are all characteristics of good credit, right? Of good, people with good credit, people who are using credit the right way. And so part of our business model is the part of the discount that we capture, we provide as incentives for consumer financial literacy, budgeting, and to pay back their debt faster.
Got it. So what are some of the challenges that you have faced, in starting the business and managing the business, etc.?
Yeah, so interest is tough to sell, right? It's probably the hardest thing to sell. So, starting off, I think you're talking about coming out of major recession blamed on subprime customers, right? Which maybe some truth to it, maybe not. There's a lot of factors. It wasn't just one segment of the population that caused the crisis, but the fact that was such a fresh concept in people's mind, telling someone, hey, we're going to take someone who's in financial distress and we're going to restructure them and we're going to make them a better consumer of credit. That's a tough pill to swallow if, the first thing that comes to mind is that, hey, we just came out of a big recession, and the major thing, that led to that recession was the subprime bubble, right? And so, early on, we had to prove out the concept before we could get, major buy-in, institutional buy-in, because most people would say, would they really pay? Would these people really pay, right? There's a sort of apprehension to engage or to invest in these types of individuals because there was a belief that they would not pay. We had to actually, we launched a pilot to prove it out. Right? And so we launched a pilot using friends and family capital, invested in loans, and proved out over time that these individuals that most people deem to be highly risky were not as risky as they thought. And so So the early stages, the difficulty was really in getting people to buy into the concept that there are people out there who are really good consumers who just experience a financial shock and just need a solution that helps them get the relief they're looking for and be able to re-engage the system responsibly. So we're able to prove that out by doing a pilot and having data to prove that out. But like with any other business, is you're building uncharted territory. So you're going to have to overcome a lot of challenges. You got to have strong beliefs in what you're building. You have to have a core, product that you can come out to the market with. And I think early on challenges were raising capital. And again, part of that is this is a new concept, different than what people are accustomed to a market segment that people felt were riskier than most, but we're able to prove that out.
Got it. So how do you keep your team motivated?
Yeah, it's that's a good question. I think part of it is you got to do a really good job of bringing in people who believe in the mission and the vision, people who can see it, right? And it's not simply they're self-motivated, right? So I don't have to do anything to drive that motivation. It's really, I just got to steer the boat and make sure we're heading in the right direction. But what I've learned is really you have to do a really good job of ensuring the people you bring into your organization share the same values, the same core values you have, share the same vision that you have, and buy into the vision. And after that, it's a matter of execution. And as long as you continue to progress daily, which is really the only focus, every day progressing and getting the business to another level.
Great. Do you have a favorite productivity tool?
My iPhone is like my right hand. I literally, I'm on it 24/7, emailing, on calls. So if there's a productivity tool, I'll probably say, my iPhone, my smartphone. But I think we're using different things within the organization to help streamline processes. But for me, majority of my time is spent on the phone or emailing and stuff. So being able to not have to be chained to a desk and be able to do a lot of business and communicate and engage people from all over the country. So for me, my productivity tool is the iPhone.
Nice. So what advice would you give to Caribbean entrepreneurs, and maybe specifically for Haitian entrepreneurs, whether they're in the diaspora, whether they're here or you just came back from Haiti? What can be done to help them move forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think, in general, from Caribbean perspective, right? I think there's a unique culture that within the Caribbean, right? I mean, I think everyone you talk to will say Caribbeans are hard workers. Education is something that we stress a lot, and entrepreneurship is almost, I feel like it's an embedded part of our culture, right? I mean, I know in Haiti there's no real formal economy, so entrepreneurship is it, right? People are out in the market selling things, or people are providing some service, some goods, right? But I think you take you take those lessons, you take those insights, look at what our parents have done and other people have done in the Caribbean, and that focus, that drive and that work ethic, right? I think those come first and foremost. There are a lot of insights. I forgot who said the quote, but poverty is sort of the engine of creativity or something like that. It's something to that degree. Just those struggles or whatever insights you have from your childhood, and those why don't we have this, or why can't people do this? Those questions typically it leads to a good idea. I think first and foremost you always have to look for a problem a problem that you can relate to, that you understand, that you probably have better insight than others, and dig into that and think through it, and be very thorough in understanding what is the value proposition that you're going to provide to your end customer. Who is that end customer, and what's the value proposition for them? Why should they want your product over anything else? And then, what's the pricing that makes sense for you economically, but also what's the pricing that makes sense for the consumers you're trying to sell that product to? And I think as long as you're focused on creating, solving a problem, you're in good hands. It's a good start. Perseverance, for sure, is key to entrepreneurship. I think there are many roadblocks. You asked a question earlier, what are the problems? It's many, right across. The minute you start, the minute you're, saying internet, okay. The minute you launch something, right, you're gonna have to overcome a lot of hurdles, and you just got to be determined. You got to be focused on your vision, really understand your customer base, and then just execute to meeting your goals.
Wonderful. I think those are really great words of advice. So what's next for LendStreet?
Yeah, I mean, this year is the year that we're actually probably going, quote unquote, mainstream. We'll start doing quite a bit more of the direct marketing. We'll be doing quite a bit. We'll scaling up the platforms. We'll do a lot more loans this year. So for us, it's three pieces of this year is to improve our technology platform to where we want it to be, where it's scalable and easy and seamless. It's creating or it's engaging customers and getting the word out there and really branding ourselves and providing solutions for those customers. And it's also, really, building increasing the volume on the loans that we've done. So really increasing our portfolio of loans. And so it's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be a tough year for sure. But we're excited. We have a lot on our plate this year for sure.
Awesome. I think that you're providing a wonderful service, much needed by many communities. So I'm looking forward to seeing the success of LendStreet in you. And is there any chance that you'll be bringing it to Haiti or other parts of the Caribbean anytime soon?
Yeah. I think maybe not particularly LendStreet or this particular product of LendStreet, but there are absolutely. One second. Yeah, so it's undoubtedly we're this is not a product that wouldn't play well in Haiti, given that we're focused on restructuring credit card debt, right? There's very little credit card debt in Haiti, but there are other solutions that we've thought through and that will ultimately launch that is applicable and will be applicable to some of those markets. And so, again, our focus is on delivering financial help. And, as we know, in the Caribbean and in Haiti in particular, lack of access to capital is a true barrier to wealth creation. Lack of, financial services overall, is a big issue. So yeah, there may be other products that we certainly can go into Haiti or Caribbean islands with that will make life a bit more easy or a bit easier and give people the opportunity to create things on their own.
Great. Well, I look forward to those products. Well, my final question to you is, what's your favorite Caribbean dish?
So, so poisson roussel. It's like steamed fish that we do in Haiti. It's my favorite. Again, I was just down there, and every chance I got, it's like a whole fish, steamed, and it's just I love seafood. I grew up in Haiti, right? So seafood is it's definitely a food of choice at any given point. And I don't really like fried seafood as much because I feel like you take away the flavor of the fish. So yeah, if you go to Haiti, make sure you get poisson roussel. Absolutely.
Okay, well, that sounds good. And my mouth is watering already. So I will try that, definitely. Well, I want to thank you again for taking this time to speak with us. Again, I look forward to the great things that you will be doing and continue to wish you much success now and for the future. To my Caribbean audience, I want to encourage you to remember to reach for the sky, because if you fall, you're going to fall on coconut trees. But if you reach for coconut trees, you're going to fall on the ground. Thank you.
Ça fait des hommes pas ouais, pays moi changer couleur. Ça fait des hommes qui t'aiment.